We're getting ready to go live in 8 minutes. I wanted to log in a little early and check my split cloth and stuff here because apparently right before I hit go, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's hard being pretty and cute. I look especially cute today. We will be getting started with a fun, interactive presentation today. Today, we're talking about how investing in your brand starts with you. Sunsum, cognitive, so many different roles, but it's going to be fun today. I got some good information to share, so I'm looking forward to getting started in 7 minutes. Just typing in the chat. Introducing everyone to the audience. Yeah, we got here a little early. So while you're here, as people are starting to come in, you'll notice if you're logged in to Crowdcast right now, or Facebook Live, or YouTube Live, you're going to have a slightly different experience today. I'm going to try something, okay? Getting better at this streaming thing. So there's a live shopping feature on Facebook Live, and I am dying to try. So I'm hoping that I can get that to work. And for those that are viewing the broadcast from Facebook Live, you'll be able to see products appear. And I guess people send me your feedback. Let me know if this works well or not. But this is the goal, guys. This is the goal. All right, and then there is chat. I got both tabs open. I'm kind of browsing through them right now. So it looks like YouTube Live is already on. Hi, YouTube. I know we're also broadcasting through the Black Pearl Marketplace. And if you don't know what the Black Pearl Marketplace is by now, I've been talking about it all month long. But for those that are just catching up, you can go to blackpearlmarketplace.com to learn more and figure out how you can sign into this event, enter the expo right now, and view this broadcast on the stage. They're using the Hop-In tool for that. So if you haven't experienced Hop-In, it's one of the coolest, I think, virtual expo tools. And, I'm not trying to plug them like because I'm not getting paid for this. But I will say that I think that more people need to move over from Zoom into more event-specific tools. Instead of, it's like Crowdcast is one, Hop-In is another. There's other ones out there, but right now, Hop-In is hot. And if you are trying to do like a conference or an expo or a trade show, Hop-In right now is a lot of fun. So Black Pearl Marketplace took a chance. It's a new software for them. It's a new software for a lot of people. So you get to experience that when you log in and participate and kind of browse all the different vendors and see what's out there. So check out blackpearlmarketplace.com. So for those that are also viewing this in Hop-In, hello. And for those on Crowdcast, thank you. You'll get to have a slightly different experience. You'll notice that there's a call to action button somewhere down there where you can help me plant some trees for the brand. So one thing I noticed being a maker is that there's so much packaging, plastic boxes, cardboard, weird little insert things. And it's like weird because I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm looking for raw materials that I can then mold and craft and reshape and then repackage into a product that other businesses can order wholesale and on their shelves or on their online stores, gift boxes, things like that, or even in gift baskets. That's one set of packaging, right? Then you have a whole nother set of packaging just for direct sales. So I realized part of investing in my brand was actually starting to think about sustainability and what that means, right? And starting to think about the reality of my current world right now as a maker, as a candle maker, as an entrepreneur, creative entrepreneur, doing all these different things. Like, I'm making a lot of mess. So I definitely wanted to start being more mindful, and we're having some participants. Hi, Soraya. Yay. Thanks for showing up. I'm going to be bringing up Soraya up here to kind of share with me her journey as well as a creative entrepreneur and how she invests in her brand. So it looks like we're at the top of the hour, guys. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Again, help me plant some trees. I'm making a lot of waste here and I'm not happy about it, and I'm recycling. I got the campaign going. You'll see it on the Crowdcast. The green button that says Plant Trees with Sunsum. Help me give back to the One Tree Planted movement. The last donation I made was a portion of the sales from September. And one of the cool things about the campaign page is that you can actually select where you want your funds to go. So I selected California because right now they're getting burned away and it's not cool. And One Tree Planted has a network, works with different community groups, and funnels resources and money into those groups so that they can help rebuild and also rebuild people's lives, communities, also replant trees. So it's a lot going on with that. So that's what's going on there. And also there's some polls. You can ask questions. This is an interactive workshop. I think we're going to have fun today. We got half an hour here, so let's get it going. Madeira, hello. So first, let's see if I can bring, who wants to get brought up first? Soraya, you want to come up on stage with me? I don't mind sharing. Yay! I'm going to invite my dear pal here, Miss Soraya, so she can say hi. Let's try this. And then
oh my God, it worked, and I'm so close
to Madeira, who's the mastermind of the Black Pearl Marketplace. Soraya, hello.
Hey. Oh my God, I'm so excited it worked. When it popped up, I was like, oh dang, this is real.
This is real. So you can hear me good? I'm pretty clear?
Oh no, yeah. And how about you?
Okay, I know I speak really loudly.
I know, girl.
That's from some of my performance background. It's like you have to, you know. We're going to have some fun today. I'm bringing you up. I just wanted you to tell everybody who you are, what your brand is, and what are some things you think about when you talk about your brand and what it means to you and what it represents.
Okay, so my name is Soraya Muhammad. I'm a founder and CEO of Plant-Based Self-Care Experiences. It's a self-care brand, but it started as like a skincare company, and I make different skincare products, herbal blends, and just a bunch of different wellness products. And I guess when I think about my business, I think about just helping people on their self-love journey, and they like journey to self-love and being sustainable and just helping people to build an understanding of self and a connection with themselves. And I feel like once the connection with self is solid, then you can have better relationships all throughout your life.
That's awesome. So what made you come up with the name Plant-Based Skincare?
It started as plant-based skincare because I don't know, like at first when I got my LLC, I was like, oh, it's gonna be Love Raya LLC, and I was gonna do these little like notes to everybody. It's gonna be like Love Raya, and I thought that was so cute in my head. And then like I did the LLC thing, I paid for it and everything. I was like, oh, this ain't it. And so a few days later, it just hit me because like all my ingredients are like 100%, like they all from plants and everything like that. Like there ain't no chemicals, and literally everything, even the thickeners, binder, things like that, all from plants. And so I was like, oh, it's all plant based. And I put it like plant based, as in like, oh, it's like the start of everything, like it's the base, it's your roots and stuff. And then it was skincare, plant based skincare, because I was like, oh, I'm just doing skincare products. But then I didn't want to have plant based skincare, plant based healthcare, hair care. I'm like, how you gonna get through all that? So I put plant based self care experiences just to wrap all that in one. You know what I'm saying? Just be like that one thing.
Wow. So, you know, one thing I've learned too, but even when I came up with the name for Sunsum, it's like when you start branding and thinking about what you want to do, it's like you have to do some soul searching.
Right.
You got to dig deep, because you just said something too, like you had a name, but then you changed. And I'm thinking, I didn't even have a name. I like the name Sunsum evolved probably 4 months into designing what it is I wanted to do.
Girl, that was me too. That was me
was
too.
It?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome, because I had to do a lot of soul searching, because I feel like, you know, for me and for a lot of others, that what they're starting to see now is there's a lot of competition for brands, innovative products and services, right? And even with my other brand, the service provider, Cognitive Prototyping, that took a while to come up with a name too. I have no cards and no cards stacked like this high. And I just kept going through, and I came up with a tagline. I would review it with friends, and they'd be like, nope, I don't like it. Right. And then another one, nope, don't like it. When I finally got to Cognitive Prototyping, they're like, you have lost all of us. We have no idea where you're going with this. You're in a rabbit hole somewhere.
Right.
And I was like, listen, guys, I know it doesn't make sense, but just stick with me. I'm going to come out of this rabbit hole with something. And as I did, one of those somethings is Sunsum Intention Candles. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot there, right? Like, you know, how you want to structure your business and your brand and how you want that to represent to others. You also have to think like the name, like, is it confusing, right?
Do it make sense?
Then when you try to go get a domain name, right? Like Cognitive Prototyping is really long, something that I thought of after the fact. So then it's like I had to shorten it, because it's like, who's typing all that?
Right.
So there's a bunch of stuff, but that's just more like on the surface level. Wouldn't you think? Like, do you feel like it's easy to build a brand for your business if you're not feeling well?
No, it's not. I feel like it's hard to do, because I got in a car wreck a couple of months ago, and I feel like ever since I got into the car wreck, like I've been aching and stuff like that, and it's so hard to like do the regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so mad. Wow. I was mad because like before the car wreck, I was like, oh, I'm getting into this Instagram. Like I start posting more. I'm like, and then it all stopped. I'm like, oh, I feel I'm too weak to do this. And then even after I started getting better, I'm still like, damn, man, I don't feel like doing this. Like I don't feel like making them for people and everything. Like I want people to order my stuff for sure. But I'm like, when they do, I'd be like, oh, I want that money, but I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like it's kind of hard just to, like, make yourself do it, make yourself like keep pushing and everything like that when you're like physically hurting. And also the same with like mental stuff and like depression as well. But I know just with me right now, what I've been going through with these aches and pains, I'd be like, I don't want to do this right now. I mean, like, I'm gonna still do it, but I don't want to do this right now. I'm like,
wow, I didn't even expect you to say that, but I appreciate you for sharing. That was so personal, and I feel like you actually hit the nail on the head before I even had the chance to look. You know, I think that there's a lot of self-care and personal growth and development that needs to happen. And I don't know about you, but when you were trying to explore the cyber webs out there, right, or, try to get some inspiration, you can kind of tell, right, from what people have out there, like if they're really in line with what they're saying or what they're right, doing. And then you can also tell, like, I feel like it's sad. I've gotten really hyped about certain brands. Like I'll find them on Instagram or Facebook, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. There's no communication. Right. It's like they were real hot, real active for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden,
nothing. I'm like, where you went? I wanted to order that product. Dang.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm finally ready, or maybe I got distracted, or maybe I have somebody in mind I want to order it for, and then I'm like, well, dang, like, are they even active anymore? Do they still have a business? And now I feel like I'm tracking them down. That I feel like it's like a lost relative. I'm like, hey, are you still out there?
I'm putting up missing person things, asking people, yo, tag the owner of this company in this picture. I'm like, somebody find these people for me, please. I'm like, DMing random Instagram pages, trying to find who created this. I'm like, man, look.
Absolutely. And it's like, I think making people work hard to find you or even know if you're still around is really a disservice to yourself and your brand, right, and your business and all your hard work. And like when you were going through that difficult time, what were some of the things you did to kind of let people know what was going on with you and that you were still around and that you needed some time? Like, how did you, without being too personal with a bunch of strangers, but how did you let people know, like, don't give up on me, I'm still here?
Right. And honestly, I feel like I kind of really didn't do much of anything. I was still posting random, because like, now before the accident, it's not like I felt like people weren't, I was trying to get more people like to follow me and more people to like see my stuff and buy my thing. So it wasn't like it was super hype and then all of a sudden, oh, she was gone. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of just like stopped posting a lot and everything like that. But I was still posting more stuff on my stories and stuff like that, trying to make sure people knew I was still here. And I still got a few orders, but I don't think I ever like told people like, oh, I just need a minute and everything like that. Because I mean, like, if somebody was to order it, especially in them first like 2-3 weeks and everything like that when it was real bad, I'm like, if somebody would order something, girl, I would have made something shake. I don't know what I would have did, but I would have made something shake. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I didn't fall off completely off the face of the earth, but yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's smart. And I think that's something else we have to think about when we're thinking about investing in our brand is who is going to support us. And I'm not talking about, we always think about financial support, right?
Right.
You need a team.
That's what I'm saying.
Girl. You need your mama and them, your cousins, your kids, right, your man, your girl, whoever. Right. You need somebody who you can trust, right, with your process so that business can keep moving in the event something happens, right?
And I was thinking about
what if you just want to take a vacation? So you're constantly getting these notifications. You're like, I need a break, because we're entitled to some self-care and some downtime as creatives. We're allowed to take a trip. We're allowed to get some sleep.
Right, girl. If I want to get some, and I be thinking about that too, because I be like, man, I be trying to show my sisters how to do stuff and everything like that. I'm like, man, can't none of these children do this stuff like me. I'd be like, just get out, just leave. Bye. I can't. I'm sorry. No. And it don't even be like they be not be trying to learn. I just be like, man, ain't nobody gonna do it like me. Or these people ain't gonna do it like me until I can make enough money to like actually hire folks that I can pay to do it like me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, it'd be too much. And I was thinking about that too recently, because even now it's like it's gotten better, but like some days are harder than others and everything. And I'm like a week or two ago, somebody ordered some stuff from me, and girl, it took a while for me to get it to. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, man, it's just like I was hurting everything. And then it's like I couldn't do, like, none of my sisters knew how to make this stuff for me and everything like that. I'm trying to sit here and show you how to do it. And so I'm like, you know what? I can't. These people just gonna have to wait a minute. And she waited a minute. I sent her a little extra gift with it when I finally had the strength to do it. But I was like, oh, dang. I just think about something like that. I'd be like, oh, damn.
Well, Soraya, it was wonderful hearing from you. Madeira, I want to call you up on a stage because I have some questions for you. Soraya is also a vendor at the Black Pearl Marketplace with me.
I am.
You can find us all on blackpearlmarketplace.com and join the expo, and you can learn more about our brand. Do you want to share anything else with anybody out there, like any websites, social media, anything about how they can find you, how they can take a look at your products and order from you?
Okay, my Instagram name is at plant-based self-care at plant-based_self-care. And then my website is plantbasedskin.shop. Thank you so much, Akila. This was so great.
Soraya, it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to growing our brands together and just sharing war stories again. Because, honey, it is a struggle out here.
Right. Ain't it, girl? Ain't it?
All right, let's bring up the fearless leader. Bye, Soraya. Okay, guys, that was a great discussion. In a few moments, I'm going to bring up our visionary, fearless leader, Madeira Rogers, to kind of help lead us into like a more like administrative look into what it's like building a community of makers from all over, and some of the challenges that a community builder like herself comes across when interacting with young up-and-coming brands who are very eager, very motivated, very excited, but you know, maybe there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done. So, Madeira, I hope you're ready, because I am going to add you. You should be getting an invitation, and I would love for you to share with our audience here, like what it actually takes and what you're looking for from creatives and other makers, and the type of investment that actually needs to go into, you know, building your brand and actually being taken serious in the business world. Madeira, hello.
Hey, how are you? This is so cool. Very cool. Yeah, you are great. You're great. You're on a roll, Akila. Thank you for inviting me. It's a very deep question because, you know, yesterday we were pondering it. And it's so amazing, the realization after talking to you and talking to Linda that I kind of got about this beautiful journey is that it's beautiful. And in talking to another one of our members, she said, what would it look like if we're clear that we're inspirations, that we are the inspiration, and our limitations are part of that inspiration? And I really got that. And so I sent out a call to everyone to say, be mindful in the next 10 days. We need to see how we inspire people and how we inspire them to have hope. And so that's the way I look at this journey, is that I'm inspired to, one, be alive. Two, I'm inspired that young people see me as a support because I am an elder. But it's a gift. It's really a gift. And this is a time that we have to be mindful that this is a time for us to acknowledge our strengths and know that those limitations are what you are to bring to surface for them. So the joy is seeing that everything is an opportunity. It's an opportunity not to be negative, because that's what it is. We're in a negative time. So you don't need to be anything else other than be yourself at this time. But the important factor we have to be mindful of is that we are moving in a conscious movement of spirituality, and being clear that just because you say it doesn't mean it's going to manifest. You have to say it, you have to believe it, you have to know it. And what should happen in a 2 to 4 day period for me is manifestation. So it's really a joy to know that I've manifested all these human beings around me that are just like yourself, Soraya, and Linda's online, just all of that. But in that, I'm just honored that I'm at the point where I can see that there's limitations that I have. And the joy is asking people to do the next step. It's not about telling them, it's saying, I need you to do this in the next step. This is what
Well,
I've never been that kind of person. You know,
I
see?
definitely consider you a visionary, and I came because I wanted to learn, and I wanted to be surrounded by people that were open, willing to share, and not afraid to be a little bit vulnerable as we're all kind of adjusting and growing our brands. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I know I'm not at the top of my game right now, but I know I'm going to get there, right?
Absolutely. And then when you get there, there's another level. It continues.
There's a whole other level.
There's another level, and then there's another level, and then you keep going. Okay, the manifestation was creating Black Pearl Marketplace from something that happened 5 years ago that's manifested. Now you're going, okay, so now, Creator, I need you to give me the next step so that I'm clear about the vision I need to interpret and to carry out. But be mindful that I have to be humble in this, because it's really not about me. And I have to say it's about we. And that in itself is the joy, is actually the joy.
Yeah, I would agree, because I feel like one of my biggest takeaways about being a member and being involved is that I realized that I'm not alone.
Right.
I think a lot of times we work in isolation. We got this little silo and bubble, and we think we're the only ones that can do it, or we're the only ones that are going through what we're going through. And then you join a community like this and you start networking, you realize I'm being extra hard on myself. I'm talking negatively. I'm overthinking. And really, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And other people have been there as well.
And the joy in that is, isn't it awesome that I met you, you see? And then you happen to be, like, I was bragging about you yesterday, by the way. I believe it was, you did this really amazing graphic that I couldn't have done. That's not my forte. Is something I was like, oh my God. And then you sent 3 different types and I couldn't figure them out. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this doing this? And I said, just give me the simplest one, least path of resistance, because my age was like, look, I don't even know what's going on this graphic. It's really cool, but I don't have time. I don't have the learning curve for this, but I do know this. And it was so beautiful, because what you brought to it was you brought like you. And so that is what Black Pearl is becoming, is all the ideas that people give me to improve the web page and how we reach out, who we involve. It's been a joy. I couldn't have done that by myself. So that's the honor. That is truly the honor. And having you is even more of an honor. So it's kind of like we all kind of go, oh, hey, we have a support system working in here. This is what a support system looks like. But then there's this other side. You go, oh, no. Oh, I thought they were here, and they're here. And so you have to kind of just breathe and allow them to move into that place, even if it's 3 months or 4 months, because that is their curve. And when they get to you, when they get to that new growth, they're going to shoot. Like Soraya, who was just on. Soraya, I'm going to talk about her because she's just amazing. You know, she was like a quiet little, I have a term, if anybody ever hears me, I say quiet like a church mouse sometimes, that sneaks cheese in the back. And when they get caught, they're like, you're not talking to me. Soraya is fearless now. She's leading meetings. She's speaking up. Just seeing her on with you was like, whoa, this is Soraya. And then she's an amazing business person, because she has the ability to see taking plants and shaping them into products. Anyone who can heal that way with their hands. And I have to be very careful of the word healing, because we have to be mindful. A lot of people play off of that word, and we have to be careful in using that word. But she is, anytime someone is able to take natural, basic ingredients from the land and makes your skin better, that has a lot of credence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so much talent, so much skill. And I think I have a challenge for you, and I have a couple questions from you. So I want to jump right into it, because I realized in this journey especially at joining a community like this, is that everybody's brand is a reflection of them, right?
Yes.
Not just them and what they like, what colors they like. I'm not talking about surface level stuff. I'm talking about like all the different stages of where people are and how they represent themselves kind of paints a picture about them as an individual, right? Like what their personality is like, what their character is like, and even how they show up. Maybe they commit to something, but they're not on time. Things like that. And I know as a community builder, I know you got some pet peeves there. So like, what are like three things? Just three things. And then I have a personality quiz I wanted to share, and I wanted us to go together. Okay. What are three things that you're looking for as a community builder when you're trying to bring people at different stages, different visions? They're all creative, but how do you match them together to build a nice niche of people? You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? That's the first question.
The first thing I look at is how my communication with that person is. Whether we're in a negative conversation, positive conversation, whatever, are they consistent in handling all different types of things being thrown at them? Okay. The second thing is their honesty and their integrity. It's everyone that we deal with Black Pearl Marketplace, I have to tell you, there is a vibration of authentic, because even with them being slow on things or fast on things or not getting it in on this time, there is always authenticity in dealing with them. I can say, hey, what's up? And they'll say, I'm just not feeling this week. And I'm like, cool, that's cool. That's right. That's righteous, because that's where it's at. So I would say the two, one is authenticity and being able to be honest, transparent, and just vivaciously a human being. And then of course, the third one, well, this is kind of, you're walking your truth. You're walking the truth. You're not acting like you're walking the truth. You're walking the truth. Because, wow, I didn't know that was going to ring so true, but you're walking the truth. I don't really have a lot of patience for people who aren't walking in truth. I already know what it's like to be walking in dark. And during this time, we have to walk in truth because we have to be inspirations for people. And that's really clear. That's real clear. We have to inspire. And so as a co-op, which has happened organically, because we were vendors at first, and then I went, no, we're not vendors. We're co-op partners. We're friends. We agree to disagree, and we agree to move forward, and we agree that there's going to be problems, and I need you to be receptive that I'm going to give you back what I feel. And if it's not apropos, I expect you to hold me accountable for that. That's clear for me, is those three things. Accountability is the fourth. We all have to be accountable. If I'm not doing a good job, I expect people to hold me on that.
Absolutely. And I think that's not just great from a community perspective, like you said, but it's also as an individual, like people need to set higher expectations for themselves.
Absolutely.
Before they can even begin setting expectations for others.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
so would you say that like your brand is almost like an extension of your personality?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I'll give you an example. My earrings are, everybody knows I'm a recycle person. So my earrings are something I designed myself, made out of paper. I didn't wear my paper necklace, but my top is a reversible top. The pins are made from scrap pieces of fabric. Okay. I'm kind of mature. I'm a bald chick, all those things. And I like style, but I like being different. So we have to be mindful the walk we're taking is who we are. That's our brand. And the interaction is the brand. The discussion is the brand. How you follow through is the brand. How you keep your word is the brand. How you don't show up on time is the brand. It's like you're just giving you're giving friends your other aspect of your personality. Your friends, your associates, and your cousins are your brands. That's who you are as a human being. It's your whole family. It's your ancestors with you as you are walking and talking. That's what's happening.
There's a lot of myths. I think the other issue is people think, well, I have a business.
Yeah.
It's running. But then you look at, they're not stepping back and thinking like what they're communicating, what they're giving off, because there's a difference between the back end, like all the paperwork, the taxes, the payroll, or whatever you're doing, right. And then the brand, which is how you interact and interface with the public. That's and right. Like you get real heavy. I don't know. You read a lot of Jungian. Are you a Jungian?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Like Carl Jung, the psychologist.
Oh, I mean, I know yin and yang. I know about that, but I don't have a full understanding of it. To be honest, I ain't gonna try to lie here. It'll catch up with me. I'll tell. Oh yeah, I do. I don't even know. But I will tell you,
it's fine. But I think you kind of might be right, especially as a creative, and especially whether you know about it or not. But I think that's what I want to talk about is like this idea that your brand is an extension of your personality, and there's different ways to discover that. Getting more insight. I think there's a lot of myths. Like people think that you need a marketing degree or a business degree. You don't need all those things. No. You can just be yourself, right? Yeah. Some people think, oh, I don't have enough money. Money doesn't make your brand. No. People will support you. People know where you are. The first people that are going to support you are the people that know you.
Right.
And then outside. Yes. And then if you can present yourself with the right kind of integrity for the audience you're trying to reach, people are going to either like you or they're not. That's simple, right? That's right. It's just like if you were to walk in a room. If you walked in a room full of strangers and maybe you weren't feeling your best that day, but you were genuine and you smiled and you were polite and you greeted people, that might actually affect how people want to deal with you or interact with you today. And they'll understand that maybe you weren't having a hot day that day. And maybe the next time they see you, you're going to be like killing it, right? I think your brand is the same way, and I think that's something we all need to be mindful of. And Absolutely. I think more people should start exploring aspects of their own personality and think about how is that affecting them from a business level, from a personal level, and how does that reflect their brand, right?
Absolutely.
And I do have a resource I wanted to share. So I can't believe we're at half an hour already.
I saw that and I was like, whoa, okay.
Well, I wanted to do this, but maybe we'll have to do this another time. But I want to share on screen right now, such screen.
I'm gonna put on my glasses.
This is something I found from another consultant because I'm also a consultant and I'm into technology and create all kinds of creative stuff. But this young woman actually is out of Hampton, Virginia, and she created a Enneagram, which is based on the Carl Jungian archetypes on personalities. If you go to brandpersonalityquiz.com, take quiz, you'll come across just 7 questions. And all it's asking you to do is kind of rearrange them in the order that makes sense to you. And at the end, you're going to get a full-on psychological report. This is so cool.
I love this.
And so I took it already. And my number one most dominant archetype is, you'll never believe this, the creator. No, of course. Hello. So I think we should do another workshop. I would love to go through this.
This is amazing.
Some of the other vendors, and so we can all kind of discover and learn about each other and our brand and what our brand says. Because there's a lot here. There's a lot of depth here.
This would be great for new members. This would be great for all members.
members, right? Yeah. So I sit here as a creator. My biggest promise for my brand is that I trust the creative process so much that I believe in the power of aesthetic freedom, being able to express yourself, core desires to create something of enduring value. Absolutely. I'm all about quality. Mm-hmm. Quality matters, right? Giving form to vision, manifesting, like we were talking about. I definitely believe in taking actions that lead to an end result, right?
That's right.
I don't like half stepping. I'm kind of like you. I don't believe in BSing. No mediocre action. Either you can show up and do the job correctly or you can't. You have to be honest, right?
That's right.
You know, if you can make it, be there. If you can't, I just basic etiquette, right?
That's right.
And this all other side, I'm definitely motivated by stability, control, but it's more of the aesthetic freedom and creating something useful that other people can then appreciate or then repurpose or reuse, which is why, believe it or not, I started the whole brand as just thinking of myself as a supplier. I never really thought of myself as being a salesperson, because I'm not really a salesperson. I'm more behind the scenes, but there's a whole lot on here, and it goes through the different levels, and it even gives you examples of personal connections between your vision, your type, and other popular brands out here. And this is her. I want to reach out to her.
I like her too. I definitely like
her. If you guys, I'm about to follow her, and I'm about to call her after this because I love her site. I love what she's saying so much. But her name, Nyla Smith. So I'm going to check her out. I haven't reached out to her yet, but I saw this and I was inspired and I want to use it. So I figure if I'm going to use the source, I might as well cite the source. And I'm curious to see more about what she's saying. So,
I'd love to have her as a member on the platform, but I also would love to have our members take her quiz. That would be really amazing.
I know, right? Wouldn't she be cool? I would love to add her to the flow, but I mean, you're the ultimate, like, you know how to build a community. I'm just finding people because I'm just busy.
Well, this is cool stuff. This is very cool.
Anyway, that's enough. Okay, how do I end screen sharing? I'm done screen sharing now.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's it. I thank you for coming, Madeira. Do you want to any final thoughts, messages? I'm having a ball over here, as you can see.
Yeah. And
you have inspired us all to greatness, and here we are doing things we didn't think we'd be doing a month ago, 2 months ago. It's because of you. So, leave us out any final thoughts.
Yeah, we need to be mindful that we're in a time of change, but don't get it twisted. There is a spiritual war at hand, and it's really needing us to continue to heal our people and to be mindful of who we are as we heal. And even more importantly, remember you're the inspiration for healing. It could be very small, but whatever that is, know that that's important, that you are the inspiration and you are the hope for someone to take us to another level. And I give that from one of our members, Miss Elaine Vaughn, who just kind of said that yesterday. And I went, that's so true. So that's what I'd like to leave is that word coined by Elaine Vaughn is that we must be inspiration and we must be hope for people. Yes. So thank you for this opportunity. This was radically cool. And this is nice.
I know. I love how you just kind of like, trial by fire. So I took your philosophy and approach and I applied it, and I'm hoping to inspire others. Thank you guys for coming. I went over a little bit. I hope you guys forgive me for that, but I will catch up with you afterwards. So bye-bye, everybody.
Bye now.